Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative, and today we're talking about the, new DJI Action 2. Show me and tell me what is the difference between these two cameras. They have little heat dispersing cases on them. This one turned on when we have it here. This is one of them. And now you probably just saw exactly which one this one is. Let's take the case off this one. This is the other one. Do you know the difference between the two? First off, there is only one difference between these two cameras. This is the old camera. This is the new camera. And the big difference is the old one has 32 gigabytes. The new one has 128 gigabytes. If you need to know the rundown, let's go for a very quick rundown for these devices. There's the Action 1, an older camera. Not many people use it, not really as wide enough as people needed. The Action 2, which is this modular system. Where's one of the mods? Where you can just snap this on, and by the way, the new one accepts the same mods as the old one because literally it is the same, it's the same body, no changes whatsoever. We'll go more into that. It's modular. This portion, I have cat hair on me, this portion here is waterproof. The modules are not waterproof, either the front-facing screen module or the one that's just basically an extra battery. They are not waterproof. So if you want full waterproof camera, that's this camera. That's all you get. This kind of unit right here, which means you're limited by the battery. Then there is the DJI Action 3, which is right here. It is basically the same sensor, same ultra wide angle, but just in a bigger body, more traditional GoPro style body, and with a bigger battery so you can kind of record longer. And then finally, there's the new DJI Action 4, 1-inch sensor, much better in low light, and of course bigger battery, but fundamentally the same size as this, just I think a darker color, gray and more black. But that's pretty much it. So they decided to go back to the DJI Action 2. And if you've seen my other videos, you know that I have an issue with DJI, just like a personal thing where I allege that this product, I'm picking up the new one, has physical defects which prevent it from being a real camera that I can trust, because I love the idea of this camera. I really do, and I really wish they would make major improvements on this, but I have to go and say they didn't fix anything about this camera. Same exact body, lens, glass, everything. They've just upped the storage. They have reduced the price officially, so that is better. If you do want the little battery pack version and this with their little accessories, that's $249. If you want this plus the front-facing screen, which if you don't have it, I really recommend this one over other ones. That one is $299. I remember when these first came out, what was that? $569? Extremely expensive, overly priced. But now maybe they've gone back and said, hey, this may be a good little offshoot, but I really think this had issues that needed to be addressed, which were not addressed. The key thing being these little latch points. And if you see, we have one of the latch points from another DJI Action 2. These things are great. Like, these things, when they work, they really work well, but they are not 100%. I've gone, story time, I've gone over the bridge, hit a bump, the camera fell out and fell into the water. And then through that, because when I put these on, and let's say I'm like on my bike, I will always put it on, give it a shake, make sure that this is on, and then I'll go. Because if you don't, you may get like a half lock, let's see here, and it may just not lock on. And of course, then you'd have issues, but that is user error. For me, I'm always locking on, making sure that it is just solid. The newer cameras, and I wish I had one of the locking devices for the newer cameras. I may. Which one? Yeah. You can see even the difference between the locking mechanism of this old DJI Action 2 Look at that, and then look at the profile. And then this is one from, I believe, the DJI Action 3. You can see that there's little recessed pieces in here to give it a stronger hold, and then little rubber pieces made to kind of engage with the camera. So when this engages with this, more of like a, there's almost no movement on this. When you have this locking here, you can see there's a give. There's always going to be give on this. It's metal to metal. There's no kind of rubber gasket, and that was a major improvement. I have to say, DJI did the proper thing in addressing it for later models, but by having this on the market and still selling it from last year, I was like, okay, you guys just have to improve it. I would like them to improve this and continue down the line, but all they did was expand the storage, and that's great if you are using modules, because you can just swap out, instead of recording in 1080p in power reserve mode, which you can fully get on the original camera. I've gotten up to about 60 minutes. Then the battery dies and then it goes away. For this, it has the exact same battery. You can't really get anything else. I got up to about 64 minutes, just under 65 minutes, and then it died. Just kind of same use. I kept on looking at the screen, tapping it just to touch it, just to see if it was still active, but about 64, and then that was it. So they have not done anything to improve this, because it's very hard to kind of get this properly done, because if you interrupt these little pieces here on the bottom, that is the connection point to the other units. So you can't do anything to the camera body itself. But what you could do is put like little rubber gasket things on the camera to kind of give it a more secure hold. Because, by the way, these rubber gaskets are only for like the DJI 3 and 4, because I don't believe so, and they don't. This doesn't engage properly on here because of the extra little piece. You can see like the big tooth on here, but then there's a recessed little tooth that's supposed to fit in and give a more proper hold. This doesn't work this way, but what they could have done is given us different mounts at the very least, because you don't want to make a whole new body. That's more research and development, because at that point, just make it a little bit bigger so the battery actually is a little bit more capable. Just give us like an XL version of this, just a little bit deeper, so we could go for maybe a little bit more recording time and take advantage of the actual extra storage space. Because, again, this is the new one. I have to, like, I even wrote on the side, it's starting to peel off, 128 on this one. Power reserve, the 32 gigabytes on the inside, and the power for 1080p power reserve were almost exactly what they should be to maximize the battery and this. If you're going to maximize this and have this as a waterproof unit, you just have to add more battery. And the reason why I have an issue is there are now 2 fail points on these units. So one fail point is this, of course. This goes on here, but you have one fail point. Now you have 2 fail points because it's metal on metal. Even if you use like the little clasp here, it's metal on plastic, which is even worse because that one has had issues in itself. By the way, if you ever get this bottom portion of the case and put it on one of those modules, don't ever use it on any kind of like vehicle that could shake so much, because look at this. They had to do and go out of their way to design this to kind of help with the heat, but look at how flimsy that looks. That's literally just like pieces on it, and I've had the case where this kind of just tore off here and this was still connected to the base and the camera flew out, destroyed another unit of mine. There's a lot of defects on this. DJI did not do enough to improve this camera because, again, this could be my favorite camera. And while maybe you don't want to alter the body, at least give us some updated clasps without the extra update of the inner teeth that only make it work for like the DJI 3 and 4. I get it. You're trying to cut costs, but you can't release a product with what I allege are defects. Again, it's just not really what you should do. So again, if you find the units and you feel like getting it, go for the 128. Just be known it was refreshed, I believe, in February of 2024 rather than the old version, because they're going to be around the same price point. The used old ones and the new ones are going to be about the same price point. Just be careful when you use it and be aware of what I believe in my cases only. I can't say for everybody, but what I believe and allege are defects on this camera, still being produced in 2024 under a refresh model. What I would really love to see is them to kind of just go in the new direction, mill a new body, make it more sturdy in the locking mechanism, make it a little bit thicker just so that it's more battery. We already have like the increased storage capacity on here because this is the point of the camera that's essential. This is your little waterproof unit. This is what you can use, this is what you can take, this is what you can mount on the little neck portion here. Sorry, there's a mess down here. This is what you can use and mount on the next portion. And I really think that you could add just a little bit more weight on here and it would still work. But, you know, you'd have to get a different, you know what, you wouldn't even have to redo the pendant. You just have to redo this to make it a little bit longer to fit a little bit more of a bigger battery. I think this is half appeasing customers, bringing down that price, but half laziness too. And again, if DJI reaches out to me again, which they have in other videos, you guys are not going to do anything. It's really disappointing because if you've seen in my previous videos, you may have seen DJI comment, hey, we'll help you fix this out. I've gone through months of back and forth. They just won't help out, they won't acknowledge the defect, and they won't replace the units that I've lost. Because literally, I don't have anything to give them. One, it was crushed, I showed them, even, I was like, I just had to throw it away because like the battery was bulging at that point. You can see in the previous video, so I had to get rid of it. They're like, if you don't have it, there's nothing to send back, so we can't do anything for you. I was like, just watch the video. I sent them the link of the device itself. And then the original one where it fell off the Brooklyn Bridge, what am I supposed to do? Like literally, or what was it, Manhattan Bridge. I can't give them something that doesn't exist anymore, that's just not with me anymore. But you have to help me out. You should at least be able to go and be like, hey, we get the circumstance, we're just gonna help you out this time. That's all I was asking for. And that kind of would have not like shut me up, but would have kind of been like, okay, they're doing this for me, I made a big stink about this, hopefully they'll do this for other people, but now they just don't seem to be doing it for anybody, and they've re-released just a refresh in the storage capacity, but nothing else. I don't know. I've always had like an issue with the way this product was released and continues to be released, but that's just me, guys. If you have any comments or questions, put in the comment section below. If you've had any issues, or if you've never had an issue, please put that in the comment section below, because it's something, this is a great idea for a camera, and I still use it. I even purchased this with my own money, the brand new unit, but it's not something I can recommend to others. I just want you guys to know that it exists with what I believe are defects. But yeah, comment everything below. Don't forget I'm on Instagram and Threads at M8B9. You can email me at creativenyc2024@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.